It's not always fun and games for Mom, especially when she has to come up with costume ideas that the kids will like. Well, here come the Kooky Spooks, the Halloween costume kits that make it easy for Mom and make it tons of fun for the kids. There are 6 different delightful Kooky Spook characters in all, and each costume kit comes with everything your child needs for a complete disguise. Start with a poncho cape that slips over the head. Then bring these wacky characters to life by simply inflating the head and cap with air. Now watch the kids have a hilarious time covering their faces with matching water-based makeup. Kooky Spooks are super rugged vinyl that's so sturdy and durable, they're reusable year after year. Yet they're lightweight and comfortable to wear and are designed to give your child full vision. Plus, this 3M high-glow reflective tape makes them easy to see at night. So if costumes are usually a chore, this year look for the inflatable Kooky Spooks, a great new idea in Halloween costumes. One size fits all. Available at fine stores everywhere.
Okay, this is Phil from the Super Saturday Show, and this is Molly from the Kooky Spooks. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about you, Phil?
I'm doing all right. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of a technical issue last time, and hopefully this will be improved this time. I apologize for that.
Okay, happens.
Yes. Oh, okay. Now, I got some really good questions. Are you ready for the questions? These are really good ones.
I am ready.
All right.
I am ready.
The first one. How did you get cast in the Kooky Spooks commercials?
Oh, boy. Okay. So, I did, as a child in the 70s and 80s. I grew up in the Twin Cities, grew up in Minneapolis, St. Paul, still live in the Twin Cities. And I just did, a lot of different commercials and different modeling things and that. I did some shows at, there's a pretty vibrant theater scene here in the Twin Cities, and one of the more popular theaters is the Children's Theater. It's a very well-regarded theater nationally for children, and I did a lot of work there. I had an agent here in the Twin Cities, agent that kind of specialized, which Eleanor Moore was the agent, Eleanor Moore Agency, and she did a lot with kids. And yeah, the advertising agency that got hired to do the Kooky Spooks one, you know, they would call local agents. It was a Kooky Spooks, you know, the brand. They called and they hired the advertising agency here in the Twin Cities. I believe it was Collie McVoy, was who the advertising agency was at the time, who Kooky Spooks hired to do all their commercials and their print work. And then they call local agents, you know, who had kids, kids as clients, and, you know, send us in for auditions. So, yeah, got called for an audition, and they told us, you know, they were kind of looking for, like, a core group of kids to be these Kooky Spooks kids that they would kind of, do different, commercials and photo shoots with over, the next few years. And, got called in for that audition and got it. So that's how I became one of the Kooky Spooks kids.
There you go. Now, what was it like filming those commercials?
A lot of work. In fact, I have I did a lot of commercials when I was a kid. Probably did over like 200 commercials throughout my childhood, but I really remember the Kooky Spooks ones because they were long shoots, because we'd have to do a lot of different setups. We'd have ones that, would take place like on a set that was a house, or we'd take place, or were being shot in an actual house we were using, and then we'd have to pivot to doing an outdoor shot. And then there was a lot of other props we were working with, like dry ice. And that kind of stuff, and that had to be perfect, and the lighting had to be perfect when you're shooting at nighttime outside. The lighting can be kind of difficult, so working with that, and then of course, the makeup. We had to constantly keep reapplying the makeup to make sure it looked good. So they were long shoots. They were fun. They could definitely be fun at times, but they were long shoots. Some of them I remember. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I remember one of them. The one, I think we filmed that one in 81 with the sheet, when they were just in the makeup and then the sheet. That one was the longest one, funnily enough, that I remember shooting, and that one was a 12-hour shoot.
Wow, 12 hours.
Yeah.
Must have done really wonders for your skin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of work.
Well, did they actually have you wear the actual makeup from the kid itself, or did they use like more of a professional makeup, like a Ben Nye?
No, we wore the actual makeup from the kid. Yeah, I mean, I can honestly say that was very authentic. They really wanted, to have that be authentic, and they wanted to really show. You'll hear the voiceover in all the commercials say, when it gets old, it cracks to make it look old and ghoulish.
Yes.
That was one of the things they thought was a real selling point about the grease paint, was that when it dried, it got cracked and looked like decaying skin, like a zombie, or, made it look more spooky.
Yes.
So that was like one of the selling points of it. So we actually used the real stuff, and on top of that, they had us put it on ourselves. Like,
wow.
Us kids, for the most part, put it on ourselves. So, like, when you see me, I think in almost every one of the commercials, I'm the one putting on the makeup. I think I am. Yeah, I know at least two of them I'm putting on the makeup in the mirror. And yeah, I mean, that was it. Like, they had me, like, okay, Molly, put on the makeup now and look like you're having the greatest time in the world doing it.
Oh,
and that's
awesome.
You might have a makeup. We did have someone, like a makeup person on set who might come in and like touch us up to be quick. But she would use the actual makeup.
Wow.
That came with the kit. Yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah, it was legit. It was the real stuff.
Were you paid royalties, or did they just say, "Hey, here's your check and go home"?
No, we actually did get royalties. One of the few times I actually got royalties. I think they sold the product line. It didn't last as long as I think they thought. It was about 79 to 81, and I think in 82 they sold the product line. And I don't remember who they sold it to. It's been so many years. But I remember they tried to relaunch it in like 85 or 86. And I think they filmed some new, I don't know if they ever filmed some commercial. I don't know if they ever filmed new commercials in 85, 86, but they used some of our old ads. And because they used our old ads, we got royalties, which was really nice. They wasn't a lot, wasn't enough to, but enough to go maybe out to a nice dinner or something like that.
Or since you were a small child, maybe get some Barbie dolls or some strawberry shortcake.
Exactly. Yep. A lot of my checks were reinvested in strawberry shortcake. You're right. So, so when they did that, I would have been about 12 or 13 when they relaunched it. So I'd aged out of it. But yeah, they used some of our old stuff when they were doing it overseas. When I know they did in Australia.
Yes.
So they used some of our old ads.
I have a video I can show you sometime or send it to you. It's a Australian video from a company called Kroner, which is like the Australian version of Mattel or Playmates or Hasbro, but they actually have an Australian person putting on the makeup and the bed sheet and pretty much the same as your guys' commercial.
Amazing if they could reach that far. I never would have thought they would be that popular and reach that far. It's amazing to me. They were so successful.
Did you ever keep? Did they ever allow you to keep the costumes for each commercial?
We did. We did get to keep the costumes. I don't remember keeping the sheet, but we did get to keep. I mean, I know I still have Howley Owl somewhere. I was Howley Owl in one.
Yeah, it was cool.
And I was the witch in one too. And I had both the witch and the Howley Owl costume for quite a while. But yeah, we got to keep them. Cool. So that was great. We got to bring home, and I wish I knew where my mother stored some of them. I know I've got at least one or two of them tucked away somewhere in my parents' storage locker. I'd love to get in there and go through it and find it. And if I ever do, I'll definitely send you a picture of them, or I'll send them to you so you can have them.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I won't use them.
Yeah, I could keep them.
I'd rather have you have them.
Yes.
And I could keep them in the right person to have them. But yeah,
There you go.
they did let us keep them, which was
That's
really
cool.
nice. And they also kind of let us pick if we wanted
Mm-hmm.
if we wanted a different one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when we get to set, you know, we wanted to be a different character.
Oh, okay.
You know, and someone felt really strongly about being, you know, the Space Goblin or something like that. They usually kind of let us, for the most part, kind of, you know, they kind of had a color order in mind based on height of how they wanted us to kind of line up. But for the most part, if someone really, really was adamant that they wanted a certain character, they let us flip-flop. So I remember this one boy who I filmed a lot of. This is something I forgot to tell you before. In one of the commercials, you will notice, I think, and I'll have to get back. Gosh, I wish I knew this for sure. What character he plays? It's in. Remember, I mentioned to you the one where we're playing pirates at the beginning.
Yes, with the witch's hat and the bat.
If you look really closely, there is a blonde boy.
Yes.
In that scene, that little blonde boy played my brother in a ton of different commercials here that we filmed in the Twin Cities. He grew up to be actor T.R. Knight, who was on Grey's Anatomy for several years.
T.R. Knight?
T.R. Knight.
T or P.R.?
T as in, his name was, I believe, Theodore Richard.
Okay.
But he went by T.R.
Okay.
And then Knight with K-N-I-G-H-T. He's actually a very well-known actor now in Hollywood. He was on Grey's Anatomy for 4 or 5 seasons. He did a lot of work here in theater in the Twin Cities, and I think he's doing a lot of work in theater in New York City now.
Cool.
He and I were brother and sister. We played brother and sister in a ton of different commercials, and he was in that particular Kooky Spooks. And he's the one who had an allergic reaction to the makeup.
Yes.
And so he unfortunately didn't we had to stop filming that day and start again the next day with a new person.
Yeah.
But because he broke out in hives.
Oh no.
But yeah, I wanted to make sure you had that little fun fact. You'll see that one little boy.
Yeah.
And he's now actually a very well-known actor.